Have you ever been hangry? Hangriness is when you're hungry and you're angry at the same time. If you've watched the Snickers advert, you've heard the phrase, you're not you when you're hungry. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about decision making and heuristics, as well as visceral states. So, did you know that the average person makes around 35,000 decisions every single day, from choosing what to eat for breakfast to whether you hit the snooze or jump out of bed? Your brain is constantly in decision mode. But here's the twist, most of these choices aren't as rational as you think. So, let's dive into the fascinating psychology behind decision making. What is a visceral state? Visceral states are decisions driven by body and emotion. These are bodily and emotional states that strongly influence your decisions, such as hunger, thirst, fatigue, stress, or even sexual arousal. When you're in your visceral state, your brain's focus shifts dramatically. People have told you to not make decisions impulsively when you're angry, when you're hungry, or when you're tired, because you're most likely going to make a stupid decision or more likely to overconsume. For example, when you're hungry, you might go to the supermarket intending to buy one thing, but then you come back with 10. And when you're starving, you might grab a chocolate bar instead of a salad, even when you plan to eat healthy. This isn't a weakness, it's your brain's way of prioritizing immediate needs. Psychologists call this state-dependent decision making. Your choices in the heat of that visceral state is different from when you're calm and when you're rested. So what are heuristics? Heuristics are the brain's shortcuts. These are mental shortcuts in your brain used to make faster decisions because we can't possibly analyze every detail of every choice. There just isn't enough time. Our brain relies on these quick rules of the thumb. One common heuristic is the availability heuristic. For example, if something comes easily to mind, like a recent news story, you might overestimate its importance. Or a representativeness heuristic, where we judge possibilities based on stereotypes or patterns, even if they're misleading. This causes a confirmation bias where you're more likely to confirm a stereotype or a past memory which is in your present time or future choice, because that is what you've been presented with in the past. Heuristics are a double-edged sword. They save time and mental energy, but they also make us prone to biases and errors. Have you ever wondered why you impulsively buy things online during a late night scroll? That's basically your heuristics and visceral states at play. So when you're tired and fatigued, when you're doing retail therapy, you're more likely to buy more things and overconsume because you're in that visceral state. So back to those 35,000 daily decisions. How many decisions do we make? It sounds exhausting, right? But most of these are automatic or subconscious. Your brain is in autopilot mode even for the small stuff. Research in psychology and neuroscience shows that decision fatigue is real. The more choices you make, the less mental energy you have for important decisions later. That's why very smart people like Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg famously wore the same outfit every single day, maybe a black t-shirt every single day, reducing trivial decisions to preserve their brain power for what really matters. So how can we outsmart your brain to be less prone in their visceral states? Understanding this psychology gives you a superpower. The first practical tip is to plan ahead, to set routines for meals, outfits, or workouts. Fewer trivial decisions make more energy for bigger ones. So planning out your outfits for the week ahead for your workplace, for example, you're reducing the mental load to make more important decisions in the morning. The second is to know your visceral states. Don't make major decisions when you're tired, stressed, or hungry. Wait until you're calm and in a more neutral emotional state. And the third is to simplify choices. Limit options to reduce overwhelm. Less is often more. And the fourth is to reflect on your own heuristics. Recognize when your brain is taking shortcuts and check if they actually serve you well. Your brain is amazing. It's constantly balancing speed and accuracy, but knowing these tricks can help you make smarter, more intentional decisions each day. So next time you catch yourself making an impulsive choice, stop and remember your body, emotions, and shortcuts are all working together to keep you alive and efficient. And if you master this understanding, you can reclaim your decisions and your life. So that is heuristics in a nutshell. There is some fascinating research on heuristics, such as exam marking when examiners are tired, and how much errors that they actually make the longer they are marking an exam. So if you're interested in more videos like this on heuristics and mental shortcuts and how we make decisions and organizational psychology, let me know. And if you found this video fascinating, hit the like, subscribe, and comment with the most impulsive decision you've ever made. And remember, your brain is working hard even when you're just scrolling. So be careful about what you input into your brain. And with that, I'm going to end this video because the light has just turned off. So let me know if this has helped you in any way, and leave a comment down below. Which is your biggest bias, or which is your biggest heuristic that you've recognized in your own life? So until next time, take care. Bye.